Brought to you by Fastpitch TV and sponsored by 3-Piece Tea, here's another episode from the 2015 College World Series.
At this time, we have University of Florida on the dais. From my right to head coach Tim Walton, student athlete Aubrey Monroe, student athlete Caitlin Medina, student athlete Lauren Haggard, student athlete Nicole DeWitt. Coach, general comments about the game, then we open up for questions.
Yeah, well, just what a great environment today. Just we had a tough series with LSU back in March to open up the SEC play, and I thought we just didn't pitch as well as we need to. Hit the ball pretty decent, but fortunately for us, Lauren Hager didn't really pitch that weekend. She didn't start, so they didn't have a great look at her. She only came in relief twice, and what a magical night she had offensively, and just pitch and set the tone. Really thought she had good stuff. Off-speed pitch was working really well, locating really well, and then obviously using the defense when she had to. A big play by Taylor Fuller in the first, Katie Medina in the first inning, just to get that thing, the tag and turn. So overall, offensively, Aubrey's sitting up here for a reason. She's our she's our catcher, but tonight she was a great number 9 all-hitter, turning the lineup over and giving us many opportunities to score, and that's why we're able to score 4 runs against one of the best ERAs in the country and one of the best pitchers. So just give Aubrey credit in our offense. I thought they just did a good job grinding things out and just doing things that they had to kind of get it going. And I think the article I read the other day or yesterday or last night was that we just have a little bit of a mediocre offense, and I thought tonight we were pretty well-rounded, and we were pretty poised to do small ball, big ball, and do some things with 2 strikes and 2 outs. So just commend our athletes for really stepping up today.
All right. We're going to open up for questions. Just raise your hands high and yell at it. Make sure to get your mic.
Chris Harry with Gator Zone for Tim and for Katie and for Lauren. The first inning, they get the bases loaded with no outs. Lauren, you can start. What are you thinking about just during that time?
I felt okay. I was hitting my spots fine. A couple balls got through the infield soft, and that happens. People are going to get hits like that. But Katie made an amazing play, double played it in the inning. Taylor Fuller did a great job too, is going home and saving a run too. So I just credit my defense for that inning. But I felt fine. My stuff was good.
Taylor?
I felt great, and like you said, she was hitting her spots, and I knew as soon as I looked at her, I was like, get me a ground ball, I'll get you out of this. And we were back to get a double play, and it just worked out in her favor, so it was great that she was able to get me that ground ball.
Coach?
I think what Katie alluded to there was we had with Jaquish we were in tight to get the force at the plate, and after we got Jaquish in the bang bang play at first with Kloss up, Stewart's looking in the dugout, and I just gave him the green light to back up and turn the roll the double play, and I think it just got away from the runner a little bit too. Katie was behind her instead of in front of her. That's a tough. That's kind of the tweener ball, and she was just right in the perfect spot, and she did. She told Lauren, "Hey, let's roll this up. If you get it, let's go."
Yeah, Pat Dooley, Gainesville Sun. Lauren, can you talk about, you were the first player to go 60-60, now the first player to go 70-70, and what that means to you, and also to get your 30th win tonight?
I mean, it feels great. I'm just doing what I need to do up there in the circle and at the plate. I'm not really paying attention to numbers so much right now because I'm just trying to take it game by game, but that is a really cool accomplishment, and I just hope I can keep it going.
Yeah, Cliff Brett, Associated Press. Coach Walton, first inning, you guys got into a pretty good situation there. It was a 0-0 situation, even though there were bases loaded for both teams. I lost my thought.
Cliff, I thought you just giving us a recap.
Kyle Fredrickson with the Oklahoman. For Tim, Lauren talked about giving up those 3 singles and still staying so confident, not getting shaken. Is that what you've come to expect from her at this point in her career on this stage? And how amazing is it that she can have that focus and that kind of moment?
I just fortunately for us, she's a senior. She's really had a great career. We've been very well documented as far as how well she's been kind of raised to be this. She had a great high school career, great international career. Now she's finishing off with a great collegiate career. She's poised. I really feel like she's more prepared now. Again, it's easy to get frustrated in the first inning. She gives up a ball between in the infield and a nice bunt base hit, and then 2 strikes on Bell, and she bloops it in between left and short. I thought she was making good pitches too. And I saw the poise in her. I come to expect that, yes. I mean, she's thrown so many shutouts this year and really done a good job not only using herself and her stuff, but being able to use her defense as well.
Fernando Padilla, ESPN 50. Nicole, what were your thoughts when you saw the ball just get over the fence for the home run?
Oh, I was so excited. I jumped up and I was just clapping. It was so cool. And then looking at my team, they're just waiting for me at home plate. It was just the greatest feeling I've ever had.
And then, Coach, you saw Kaylee yesterday have a big home run, and Nicole today. How important is it to have the freshmen contribute in this College World Series run?
Yeah, and Kaylee had another nice at bat. Two more good at bats in this game, but. It's a proud moment. I think, again, just watching the young kids get up there and gain confidence and keep gaining it and gaining it and gaining it. And, I think Kaylee talked about it yesterday, just learning from our players that have been there, done that, and we're a program to keep building and keep getting better, and we need those young kids to set the tone and to be the leaders maybe potentially next year. So it's important. It was a really good at bat. I mean, obviously, with the base running mistake followed by the home run, it was really a much needed, good 2-strike swing.
Thanks for Tim. Is it harder for somebody in college softball to be both a top tier pitcher and a top tier hitter in 2015 than it would have been 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago?
I would have a hard time answering that, I think, Graham, just because of the fact that when I saw on TV popped at the bottom that Lauren was the first 60-60, I would have assumed that somebody else had done that before. I didn't realize that had never been done before. So I'm going to say now I don't know that it's a hard accomplishment. I told her in the recruiting process, it's hard to be a pitcher and a hitter at this level. You're going to have to dedicate yourself. We've seen some good ones. Nancy Evans at Arizona comes to my mind. Jenny Finch at Arizona comes to my mind. Allie Carter at UCLA comes to my mind. Some good two-way players. It's really difficult. So I don't think there's any. I don't know that it can compare, but I know it's probably going to be very difficult now, and it was very difficult in the old days too.
Okay, Cliff Brunt, Associated Press. I'm going to try this again. Lauren threw 79 pitches today, 81 against Tennessee, and you get to rest. How important is that, and what kind of position does that put you in going forward?
Yeah, I think the greatest day off at the College World Series is a Saturday day off. It's a great feeling to have to be beaten twice. It's a great feeling to get your players some rest, some shopping, other little things that we like to do on those days. Really excited about having that. I think, again, 81 pitches yesterday was awesome, and 79 again today. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling for her to be able to use her defense and get some quick and easy outs.
Scott Wright with the Oklahoman. Nicole, 2 questions for you. First of all, 8 of the 10 hits tonight came from the top half of the lineup. Do you guys really kind of feed off of each other? A lot of good hitters up there. Do you kind of get that contagious feeling whenever you guys start hitting like you were tonight?
Yeah, I think when one of us gets a hit, it just leads the others, and it just wants us to just keep going and keep getting on base and moving runners and scoring runs.
And then we've obviously had a lot of rain here the last week and month, really. And left field has been one of the tough areas for them to get a tarp out there and cover. I was just curious what the field has been like out there to play in left field.
I mean, it's pretty mushy and shallow left field, but you just have to play in it. You can't complain about it. You just have to deal with it.
Lauren, when you got your 70th home run, ESPN put a graphic with you and Babe Ruth together as the only people to have 70 wins and 70 home runs. What's your reaction to that?
I mean, again, that's so cool. I mean, it's hard because he's got a lot more than me, and he's Babe Ruth. But again, if we're the only 2 people to do it, that's something amazing, and I'm just proud of myself. I mean, it's really cool and something that I'll remember forever.
Seth Lewis, WBRZ, to Lauren and then Nicole. Was there any additional motivation today with LSU beating you guys in Gainesville 2 out of 3 from back here?
Lauren.
Oh, okay. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry, I was scanning.
No, it's I know LSU beat you guys 2 out of 3 in Gainesville. Was there any additional motivation today, knowing that happened earlier in the season?
I mean, yeah, they're a good team. We're fired up to play them every time. Again, they're a good team. Of course, we want to beat everyone we play. But again, us losing to them obviously gave us a little bit more fire, but it also gave us a little bit more experience against them. So, yeah, they're a good team. We really wanted to beat them.
And to Nicole as well.
Nicole,
Just like Lauren said, we were ready for them. We just wanted to come out, play them, and beat them because we did lose to them twice in the first week of season, and we just had that revenge on them.
Aubrey, as the so-called captain of the defense, to see everything play out the way this defense makes plays, what is that like from your vantage point? Just to see, I think I asked the same question last week in the regional too. These great defense plays always happen. What's it like from your vantage point to see that?
It's really cool, especially that first inning with Katie making that super heads-up play. Because I'm watching everything kind of happen. I see her move in for the tag, and I'm just hoping. I get really excited. Kind of same thing last year when we were turning all those double plays. It's really cool because I'm not actually involved in the actual play, so I get to kind of see everything pan out. I'm not running to go back to first. I'm trailing the runner, but it's really fun, and it gets me super pumped up. I'm super excited for Katie, super excited for Lauren. It's been awesome working with her, especially this year, just watching her kind of become the pitcher that she's kind of always wanted to be, watching her kind of get these awards. It's been really, really cool to work with her. And we've always been the pair that kind of gets really pumped up. And so sharing that with her has been really cool, and being able to watch, just watching a pitch come in and knowing it's a pretty pitch and just being able to get excited with her is a really good feeling.
And to follow up on that, if I may, you gave up 27 runs the last time you played LSU in the series in Gainesville. Did you think there'd be a lot of people crossing the plate in this game?
I think with our mentality going into this game, no, we knew it was going to be kind of a dogfight. We knew they're a good team. They play with a lot of energy. We play with a lot of energy. So I knew it was going to be kind of tight, and that we were just going to probably feed off each other a little bit and trying to break each other's momentum. But I figured it would actually be more a low-scoring game than a high-scoring game.
Nico Tan, ESPN 850 coach. Chris Harry mentioned it. You guys allowed 27 runs to LSU back in the series. So when you prepared for this game, what was the main difference you saw from today's game and those games in that series?
I think in those series, LSU had some big first innings. So the double play in the first inning was probably the key to to limiting the runs scored. We were down in every one of those games by a lot. I think we were down 9-0 on Saturday. So, ultimately, I think we just the first inning double play was huge. And again, like I said, to open up, Lauren Hager didn't start any of those games leading into the LSU series. I think that was a big key. And I think obviously the way she's throwing the ball right now is one of the bigger differences too.
And then as a follow-up, you guys have double plays in each of your last 3 games. As a coach, how much pride do you have when you guys have a knack for turning those double plays?
Yeah, it's difficult to turn double plays in softball. It's a tough thing to do, and especially when you're playing some of the best. And on this stage, to be able to turn double plays and how important those double plays have all been. The one Taylor Schwartz turned yesterday, the one Katie turned today, the one we turned at the in the Super Regional was phenomenal against Kentucky. Just those things. Anytime you can get 2 for 1, I'm going to take my chances. So I think that's a big, huge bonus when we can get that thing done like that.
Katie, can you talk about the things that were running through your mind as the ball's hit to you? Because, you could go home, you could go to second, and then the runner flashes in front of you. Can you just talk about all the things that were going through your mind there?
Before the ball was hit to me, I kind of knew where I was going to go. I was either going to go to second, or I was thinking, okay, if she's coming across me, since I'm back, I'm just going to tag her. And I got the ball, and she just happened to be right in front of me, so I just put the tag on her, and I threw it. I knew Lauren was going to make a good pitch and give me the ground ball, so it's just those little things of making sure that I know what I'm going to do when I get the ball.
Hey, Coach, Jacques Doucet, WAFB television. Was there a key to getting Hoover's pitch count up, and did you feel like you kind of wore her down a little bit, or were you just hitting home runs like you normally do?
Well, I just a chuckle. Sorry. I think that's what we do. We get criticized a little bit for some things with our offense. Whether it's walks or hit by pitches, or it's what we do. At the end of the day, the goal is to swing strikes. And I think that's what we try to do. We try to swing strikes. So if the team throws balls in the batter's box, or they don't throw pitches over the plate, and I train my hitters to swing strikes. And so if you're going to criticize someone for maybe not being as fun to watch in some categories, we want them to throw strikes. So I think the goal is, again, for us to swing strikes, and when people throw strikes and we're on time, good things happen. We weren't really going into the game trying to make her throw strikes or grind her out. But that's just what we do, as a whole program anyway.
Jerry with the Junior, with College Sports Report. Coach, you just mentioned something about double plays. If you can't expand on that, because when I see a double play, I'm just glad to see a good one. But you mentioned something, is it more about spacing? Because you mentioned about it's harder to do often in softball.
Yeah, just with the 60-foot bases and the speed of the runners, and we have a little bit more left-handed play in softball versus baseball. Typically, you have to make good decisions. You have to make them quickly, and so I think it's harder to get a double play. I look at some baseball double plays. I saw somebody that had like 83 double plays. And if the softball team turned 83 double plays, they'd have the best fielding percentage in the country. So I think overall, it's just more difficult to get a double play because of the speed, because of the shortness and proximity to the bases, home to first.
We have time for one more question. Grant.
Why didn't Lauren start any of those first 3 games against LSU in Gainesville?
At the time, coming off of what we were going with, we had Alicia Ocasio had thrown some good. She'd beaten Michigan. She'd beaten I think she beat Michigan twice and beaten Oregon. It just the matchup. We were trying something again. It's the same thing I did last year. I think Delaney started our first weekend last year against. I don't remember who it was at this point in time. Maybe it was Ole Miss or Alabama was the second series. Just trying to figure out what we have. And at the time, Lauren was throwing the ball good, but she wasn't throwing the ball like she is now. And after that weekend, or even kind of leading up to that weekend, she really said, Coach, I really have worked hard, and I want Friday nights. And I said, well, prove it to me. And go out there and make sure your bullpens are good, and go out there and win ball games. And she has. Again, I call it like it is. We were going a different direction. She wanted it to go the other direction, and she earned it. And I think that's what makes me the most proud as somebody who can have a meeting with a coach, call a meeting with a coach, and say, "This is what I want, and I'm willing to work for it." And for that, like I said, she's been rewarded for it.
All right, Coach, student athletes, I want to thank you for your time.
Hi, my name's Andrea Durant. I'm a 2-time national champion with UCLA, a 2-time world champion with the USSSA Florida Pride, and a 2008 U.S. silver medalist with Team USA. I believe that the 3-piece tee is a great tool, whether you're just starting out playing softball or you're a U.S. Olympian, because everybody needs balance in their swing, because balance is power.